What's up, guys? It's your boy Rabbit here, back with another video. Remember I told y'all in the other videos on the Magnavox I had two of them? Well, here's the other one that I've got. The needle did come in today, so they both have needles now. There's one we've been working on, and the one I've done the looks on. They both have identical speakers, so I'm not going to throw the speakers in this. And here's the other one. One slightly older than the other, only by like a year or two. I've already taken the screws out, so we'll pop them open and check them out. Here's the one you've all seen if you've watched the last couple videos on it. Still got to clean its switch out, so I will be doing that shortly in a future video here at some point. They're both functional, but we're going to check out the differences, and everything else it's the same for the most part. They both have the same make and model turntable, but different styling. So this one has the clips, as y'all know. I showed you how to pop it out, put it in. This one, on the other hand, has the old style, the screws. Now these lock down the turntable for transport. They don't come out. In this one's case, whoever owned it, I bought both of them off eBay. Whoever owned this one, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. They decided to mess with it. They wound up prying this off, which then destroyed the collar that held the screw in place back here, so I had to put a bolt through it. They bent this one. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. I've already fixed it for the most part. Try to get some light on that. See if it'll focus. You see the little ribs there in the metal? That's from me bending it back with a pair of pliers and a rubber mallet. However, I don't have a clip for it, so there's nothing to hold it. This side is able to be held, but there's nothing to hold that. That's why I have these little posts holding the turntable in. That way I'm able to fold it up without it falling out. That's not a very good thing. The rubber mat was missing on it, so I took the mat that they had provided, which was the wrong kind of mat. It was one that hung over the side. Didn't even fit down in this space, so I took that, I cut it to length. I used double-side industrial adhesive tape, thin stuff, to remount it on there. That's why they're not the same. Otherwise it would have the same exact mat that this one has, with the Magnavox logo and everything on it. But as you can see, it don't have none of that. Came off some other turntable, I'm assuming. Both have good needles now. As you can see, they both use the same cartridge, same style, everything. The one good thing I love about this make and model turntable is the way it functions. The way this one functions is how most use their arm to detect records, and then you gotta put the size in and all that bullshit. This one don't do that. The way this one works is the arm holds it, and as this comes up, it searches for the record. When this hits the record, this, because it goes however far, this tells it what the size is of the record. So it automatically tunes it. If it goes farther off over here, hits a 45, then it knows to come down onto a 45, which would be, I believe, 10. Or no, 7 inch. That's what that would be. That'd be a 7 inch. From here, hits the 12, the 10 inch, whichever. So that's pretty nifty on this model. It uses the tone arm to detect the size of the record. And then it just repeats cycle doing that over again until it no longer hits anything. When it no longer hits anything, you'll even hear it if you listen close. It'll make it click. That's it, realizing that there ain't nothing there. It comes back, shuts off. Or most of them use this to detect how many records are up there and uses a size switch. So you got two switches to deal with. You got your speed control and then your size selector. And then when this, the way those work is when this comes all the way down to its full resting position back there, and it's all the way down, that tells the machine there's no longer any more records, so it just comes over and shuts off. These both use this same mechanism with the tone arm. Let's see, one's a little brighter than the other. This is a darker brown coloring. I'm not sure how good the color shows up on there, but there's a darker brown. There's more of a silverish beige coloring. Both very nice stereos. Very nice sounding machines too. This one I've done quite a few mods on because I use it the most. So that's why it has this selector switch here. That did not come factory. That's been an installment. All this has come factory. I even put an auxiliary port on it. In the front I have an auxiliary port on the back of it. Regular RCA jacks on the back type. I am going to flip them around. Now, because I have that auxiliary port in the back connected, it doesn't have a terminal plug, so this unit ain't going to be able to pull down. This one I can pull down for us to look between the 2 amps. There's not too much different about them. They're basically the same schematic, same amplifier for the most part, but we're going to look at them anyways, just because it's fun to do. Both solid state. This one here is probably about a 19, if they're early 60s, this one would be anywhere between 60 to 63, 64. This one here would be a year or two after it. If they're mid 60s, early 70s, and they'd be anywhere between 65 and 68, 70, 71, somewhere around there, depending. I don't know their exact year. I know they're anywhere between the mid to late 60s and early 70s. This one here was obviously the one that was built first because of its styling and the way it was inside when it came to a couple components, which I did change those components because they were bad. The other one over here is maybe a year or two after this one. They're both basically the same make and model stereo, just some small slight differences, not by too much. For example, the way that they got this turntable mounted versus this one, got the clips to pop it out, but this one don't, kind of deal. Now with this one here, because you don't take it out like this, with this one you would have to remove all these screws along the sides, and then all this would pull up. Where the other one, you simply have to take these 2 clips out, as you guys have already seen me do if you've watched my other couple videos on it. Now, if you recall in the last, I don't know if I showed it in the last or not, I don't remember. The way this one was hooked up, set you guys down here. I get the camera to cooperate. That's how it always seems to be. The cameras never cooperate, right? Get a light on here. That plug there with the silver, what I'm focusing in on right there, that's my audio plug, okay? This signal comes from the cartridge, comes down through that wire, and then off into the amp. And then the other plug over there is the power. Now, let's see how that is.